Hello and good evening. This video will clarify all the ifs and buts related to the new tax exemption. My previous video, it had some details about the tax exemption, but still we were waiting for some clarity related to this. And now we have all the answers with us. So I will remove my previous video where some question marks did existed so that the students can refer to the new video only, which has got all information concrete and supported by ACCA. So the first thing, with the new tax exemption, this whole system started from 8th August 2023 when ACCA entered into a new framework for new exemption scheme for universities. Now let's see the routes under which this new tax exemption works. There are two routes to it. One, the conditional exemption. Two, the confirmed exemption. Now let's see them one by one. First, what is this conditional exemption? For whom does it apply? So conditional exemption is when you are pursuing your BCom, you will be eligible for this conditional exemption because you haven't completed the BCom yet. So until you complete your BCom, these will be conditional exemptions. And once you complete your graduation, then these exemptions will be confirmed. Now, who are these students who can go ahead with this conditional exemption? So there is a list of 70-80 central or state universities of India which are covered under this scheme. That means, for example, if you are a student of University of Rajasthan, go to the ACCA website, check if University of Rajasthan is covered under this new tax exemption scheme. The moment you use the exemption calculator there, you will get to know that yes, University of Rajasthan is covered. Like University of Rajasthan, there are more 70-80 universities which are covered under the new exemption policy. So the student must be pursuing, that's the key. You should be a student of graduation at this point of time. That means your graduation should not have been completed yet. You should be pursuing. Then comes, you are going to complete your graduation between 1st January 2023 to 31st December 2029. Now note down these points. Because obviously at this point of time, many of you would have graduated. So your graduation completion should be between 1st January 23 to 31st December 2029. And the third condition is common for all. You have to register after 8th August 2023. So you have to register. You have to get registered after, because this policy came into being on 8th August 2023. So your registration also has to happen post that. Register after 8th August 2023. Right? So for conditional exemptions, you must be a pursuing student, graduation pursuing, and your graduation must complete between 1st January 23 to 31st December 2029. Then you can claim this exemption. Now the next question arises, which all papers will be exempt? You will be having 5 paper exemption. The first 4, these are applicable in case of graduates as well. Now these 4 papers had conditional exemption scheme for Delhi University also. But now more 70-80 universities have been covered under this. That means you will get an exemption of first paper, second paper, third paper, fourth paper, and this is the 6th paper actually, tax. This is the additional exemption which you will be getting. Now comes, what will be the fees? The exemption fee for these 5 papers. So under conditional exemption, if you are covered under these conditions and the university, that means for you, the exemption fees is 0, nil. You don't have to pay anything in the name of exemption fees, but you need to get registered through an approved learning partner. So do not register directly because the fees for you under the conditional exemption scheme is 0. if you try to register yourself directly, then you may land up paying 50,000 for claiming this 5 exemptions. So do not do that. Now, there are many learning partners. You can get yourself registered through anyone. But as learning partners, what will we charge? We don't charge anything, but yes, we want the child to take one paper from us. Why? Because ACCA wants us to ensure that the ACCA journey of the student has started. So we need to handhold you for one paper so that we can tell ACCA that yes, this is a student whom we have registered. So we will give you one paper coaching for sure, and we will handhold you for that paper, and once that gadi goes on, then you will automatically catch up. So I'm talking about our institute. We are also an approved learning partner, a gold learning partner, and our condition to register you is you need to take one paper from us so that we can tell ACCA that yes, we have contributed in beginning the journey of the student. But yes, please, again I'll highlight, do not register yourself directly. You will end up paying 50,000 rupees. Now, what all documents you need to claim this conditional exemption? You need an identity proof, then you need your 12th mark sheet, class 12th mark sheet, then you need your first semester mark sheet. Now here we have written original. What is this original? The internet downloaded mark sheet won't work. Either it has to be the digital mark sheet or it has to be physically signed by your college, signed and sealed by your college. So it has to be an original first semester mark sheet. Then only you can take these 5 exemptions. Remember, these exemptions will be conditional exemptions. They will be confirmed once you graduate. So once you graduate, you will have to upload the documents of completion, and then your conditional exemptions will be confirmed by ACCA. Then comes the second category. Now we are talking about confirmed exemptions. Who can claim this confirmed exemption? Number 1, the students who have graduated. And number 2, which is a common criteria here as well as conditional exemptions, you must get registered with ACCA after 8th August 2023. So confirmed exemptions come if you are already a graduate. In that case, how many exemptions will you get? Again, we are talking about 5 exemptions. Now comes the fees for these 5 exemptions. So for graduates, because you are not pursuing graduation at this point of time, your exemptions are confirmed. For first 4 papers, you will have to pay 15 pounds per paper as your exemption fees at the time of registration. This payment will not happen at the time of registration. But at the time of registration, to avail this exemption or this benefit on exemption, you need to get registered through us or any other approved learning partner. I'll again repeat what I'm saying here. When you are registering, at the time of registration, the registration has to happen through an approved learning partner so that this benefit comes to you. Otherwise, again, you will end up paying the full exam fees as exemption fees. So here what will happen is 15 pounds, 15 pounds, 15 pounds, 15 pounds. First 4 papers, that approximately comes to 60 pounds. So if I convert it, assuming 100 INR for 1 pound, I'll end up paying some 6,000, or if the rate is up a bit, then max 6,500 rupees for all 4 papers. But again, I'll say this will happen only when you register through a approved learning partner, not directly. Now, this is about first 4 papers. What about tax? So for tax, no fees benefit is there. So this has been confirmed by ACCA now that you will have to pay the complete exam fee for tax as exemption fee. Now there is a difficult situation for graduates. Means now this is a tough call, because if you claim exemption of this paper, you are just going to save the coaching fees. The exemption fee also, you are going to pay the full exam fees, which when you are appearing for the tax exam, then also you will pay. Yes, considering you pass it in one shot. But the saving here of not giving this paper is just the coaching fees. Now the question arises that okay, 6,500 will be for first 4 papers and approximately 12,000. 111 pounds is the exam fees, which will become your exemption fees for tax. That means approximately 12,000 will be your total exemption fees for these 5 papers. You will end up paying 18,500. That too if you register through an approved learning partner, not directly. Now that's fine. Now the question arises, should I take this tax exemption? So I will highlight this mail which has been received from ACCA by one of our students, which clearly mentions this paragraph that in order to be eligible to practice in UK or Ireland, you need to have that Irish practicing certificate and UK practicing certificate. You need to clear the tax paper. This law is not for practicing tax. This is for practicing law. If you want to practice tax, then you need to clear the tax paper. Giving ATX paper cannot mean or support this condition. This condition clearly says that you have to clear tax. So some students had this query, ma'am, what if we give ATX? The condition means tax. It has not given that liberty that if you clear ATX, then you can practice tax in UK. So beware of this situation. Because at this point of time, when you haven't tried for how the tax profile works, it would be quite hurried decision that you may land up saying, no, I will never enter into the tax profile. That may be quite early to say. Because the next discussion which I am going to take up, that will give you a lot of insight on this. So here, just to clarify again, to get a practicing certificate in UK, tax practicing certificate, you need to clear the tax paper, not ATX, tax. To practice law in UK, you need to clear the UK law paper. Now, in that case, if you decide that you do not want to take the tax exemption, then you need to get the tax exemption forfeited. You need to write an email to ACCA and tell them that I want to forfeit the exemption. And then you need to sit in the exam, give the exam and clear it. Now, I want to show you something. We are discussing on this. Should this exemption be taken or not? Let's see if jobs exist for this at all. Maybe tax profile jobs do not exist at all. It's very essential for us to see that first now. So let me show you the answer to this question, and that will clarify you more on this. Let's just see. Okay, I have just opened the Google page and I'll search UK tax consultancy jobs. This is what I see. I will not go into one-on-one case. Let me just take to a bigger scene, LinkedIn. Let's reach LinkedIn first to understand if there is really a market for tax profile. So here I see 2 weeks ago, the corporate tax consultant, okay, this UK, then direct tax manager, Swindon, UK. Let me just click on this because this is there on ACCA career as well. Let's see what is their requirement. Okay, it is posted by Michael Page. Michael Page is a very big hiring consultant. Then here you have profile, tax or accountancy qualification, CTA or ACCA. So you are here. Then comes again 4 days ago, advisory focused role. So here we come again on some other company. Then the requirement here is profile. You are likely to be any of ACA, CTA or equivalent. There are n number of profiles here, and even if you try to search out LinkedIn in more detail, you will find a lot of vacancies coming for tax, and specifically people who are interested in this profile, they are sometimes relocated by their own companies also. That means you have to take a very well thought call. What has been seen since years also, when students start liking this paper, the tax paper, they'll end up taking the tax profile in their work life also. And Big Fours, they have actually proved it that for some couple of years, they have the employee with them, and then they only send the employee to UK to practice tax or to be a tax consultant in UK. So this is a big opportunity which I think should not be decided in a very hurried manner. Another thing, the tax profile is highly paid because understanding tax is not that easy. It's not a cup of tea for everyone. So think properly, take a proper call on this. I have tried to answer all the questions in this video. If still something got left, please feel free to write that in the comment section. Till the time, keep on working hard, keep on working towards your future. Thank you so much and take care.